Happy Thursday morning. Woo. Welcome to ScreenJunkies Universe. I am Roth Cornett. My stomach is growling, and I am surrounded by amazing men.
Hello. My shirt is way too bright for the rest of this table.
No, you're great.
No, I didn't get the memo. It's like, hello. Good morning.
DJ
Hello.
Ulrich.
That's me.
Welcome.
Yay.
Rocking the Flash shirt. Spencer Gilbert, as always.
Present
and accounted for. Dan Merle.
Here.
We've already been talking today. I feel so lucky. We already did a movie review, which you guys can look out for.
What'd you review?
Dark Tower.
Yes. You should look forward to the review more than the movie.
Oh,
There you go. That told me what I wanted to know.
It's shorter than the movie.
Yeah, it is shorter than the movie.
The movie's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, the movie's very short.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mercifully.
Look forward to it.
Yes. My pull quote is, it wasn't good, but at least it was fast. So let's talk about the news of the internet. The facts of the internet are coming at us today. But first, I want to say thank you guys for watching us, for coming over to ScreenJunkies News with us, to the new, well, kind of same-ish still, SJU.
No, I'd say this is the new SJU.
The new SJU.
Yeah, different studio.
Yeah.
it's new to me.
New SJU. Thank you for sticking with us. If you want to request, if you have questions or things you want us to talk about, you can tweet hashtag SJU Live. I will be checking those. You can even submit video questions. If you have a question for Dan, you want to know what his favorite movie this year was, anything like that, we will be picking questions to address here on the show. So please do that. Stay engaged. Stay with us. We take requests like DJs. But for now, since I don't have any,
I won't play Freebird.
Not to be confused.
I was relying on the brilliance of our producers, which are amazing. Thank you, Billy. And I have a Game of Thrones theory.
Nice.
Just for you, Spencer.
Oh?
Yeah.
Go on. Do tell.
So we do Watching Thrones every Monday around here. We're all big Game of Thrones fans, actually, at this table. And there was a theory after this week's episode about Spencer's favorite character, Bran.
Fuck that guy.
We can't do that on the new.
Whoops. Look at that little bowl-cutted cyborg weirdo.
Listen, he just really wants to talk about your rape, man.
Just really wants to talk about that with his sis that he hasn't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Where do we begin? I mean, go ahead.
Well, let's talk about the fan theory. So Bran as a character is a whole other discussion. I like this character, but that's a whole other discussion, and it's largely from the books. Bran's so important. Do you like Bran in the book?
No.
Okay.
No, I do not.
No.
Very well. So the fan theory is this, and you're going to love this because this also involves time travel, your other favorite thing.
Oh, Game of Thrones needed that. Yeah, it's not complicated enough.
That Max von Sydow is actually old man Bran, and that the old three-eyed raven, well, that's not Max, that's the...
It's the first one.
That's the briefly
That's
seen
the guy that they cast before they
original
cast
one.
Max
until he
von
got a
Sydow.
nice haircut.
Yes.
Like Clive Revel, the first emperor.
Yeah.
Whom
That-
only my generation knows because George Lucas can't leave well enough alone.
You sure can't.
Yeah.
So the idea basically is that Bran is speaking to himself, and that when he says, "You must now become me," he means that in a literal way, and that when Bran is saying to Sansa, it's
Stupid.
very complicated.
Dumb.
Most
For
people are saying,
jerks.
"How is it that complicated?"
Yeah.
He was it, and now you are. That it is still himself.
But wasn't that Bloodraven? Who's like a Targaryen?
So here's my thing. I don't buy into this theory.
Yeah, I thought about this too. It occurred to me because Bran's story has introduced the idea of time travel. I was like, maybe, and then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, I don't think that tracks at all.
It doesn't track.
Yeah.
But the reason that I bring this up is because fan theories are so prevalent on this show, for one thing. And two, is it possible that the show, you're right, would do something different than the book and actually
They already have.
Certainly, they've done many things. So is this one of the things that is possible?
No, because every move the show has made is to make it simpler,
Yeah.
is to cut characters, to cut subplots, to make it more understandable. And the fact that Bran is the tree man, like that doesn't really add anything except more complication.
Well, there are certainly complications already introduced with the time travel element.
I have a fan theory.
Good.
Time travel and Bran is just an excuse for George R.R. Martin to be able to do third-person omniscient narration in the book.
Okay.
Every chapter in the book, if you've read it, is from not first-person perspective, but it's from a character's point of view, every single chapter. And he's like, shit, I need to talk about a historical event and none of my characters were there, so I need to make one of them a time traveler.
Yeah.
That's my fan theory.
Yeah.
That's your fan theory?
Yeah, he's a narrative get-out-of-jail-free card.
I think that tracks better than Bran being the magical tree man.
Yes.
It is an exposition machine. I remember watching the show. I'm like, oh wow, well, this allows us to solve a lot of mysteries.
Right.
That could not have been like, how do you tell the story of an event in which none of the living characters were present? You know?
Yep. There you go. Fan theory.
Bran.
I don't know that that's so much a fan theory as an assessment of the structure.
Well, I'm a fan, and it's a theory.
It's a theory I have as a fan.
There's another one out there right now about Aria, which I think makes even
she's the magic tree man?
No,
It's a three-eyed raven. Get it right.
it somehow makes less sense than that, and it's that Aria is dead, and that actually the waif has taken her face. But here's my rebuttal to that fan theory: that why would the waif possibly care about the phrase?
Yeah. Also, they made a big deal about seeing the waif super dead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a whole big thing. Her face was on the thing. Blood was raining down. It's like,
That's a good point. Her face was on the thing.
I think just like George Lucas, fans can't leave well enough alone. Like everything needs to be more weird and complicated
Well, yeah,
than it
people
already
always
is.
want to add layers to things, which is good sometimes. Sometimes you want to. I mean, I think that the R plus L equals J thing and everything, people have been speculating about Game of Thrones for years, but I think it's good that you have to stop at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's great about the show and what sucks about the fan community is because the show does keep you guessing, but the fans just like tie themselves in knots and take it like...
I blame Lost.
I blame Lost.
Okay.
We all blame Lost.
And the internet, but this raises a larger... I do want to say one that I think may have some merit, which is about grayscale, right?
Okay.
There's this idea that grayscale, not unlike smallpox, could be used as a weapon of mass destruction, basically, and that there is going to be adding to the chaos that is happening and a massive outbreak of grayscale. Because if you think about what's available in Volantis right now, like you get touched, you're dead. In 10 years, it's a really slow weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
But that there could be a massive grayscale outbreak, and that just adds to sort of the chaos and the war between the dead and the living. That's one that I sort of buy into.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's all tied in. Isn't that wrapped up with like the Doom of Valeria, which was the last time that we had a lot of dragons running around? So who knows what caused it and what the after effects might be from that.
That would be a very slow-moving weapon of mass destruction. It's like, aha, you will be incapacitated in like a year.
Yeah. Well, and it's also not fun. Like dragons and explosions and war. It's like, yeah, this is exciting. Also, people are getting super sick and dying.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not.
That'd be in line with Game of Thrones.
But that's,
though.
I think I just said a weird word instead of Valeria, but Valeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, Volantis is a city.
Is the city, Volantis.
Free city of Volantis.
The free city of Volantis in Valeria.
Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
In any event, that one I sort of buy into, but it raises a larger question, which I like fan theories, and I like this aspect of fandom because it's like Choose Your Own Adventure was my favorite thing as a kid, and I love the opportunity to add on to a story and to sort of come, whether it comes true or not, I don't actually care. A lot of the theories I come up with about movies that are coming out and TV shows I know will not happen. It's still fun for me to make up the story, and I think it's part of our engagement process, but what does it say when they are almost all accurate? And the case that we thought of for that this morning was Westworld. Like almost every big fan theory about Westworld ended up being true. So we're going to put up a spoiler alert and talk about that.
Too late.
Well, in any event,
I've never seen the show.
Really?
Nope.
Oh,
You've
damn
never
it.
seen Worst
Well,
You've never
no.
seen Wow.
I told them this before the show, and they
Nice.
and they. I did. You were in here right here when I said I haven't seen it.
listening, Dan.
Listen.
Oh, you weren't
Listen.
listening. That's a difference.
Listen, don't worry. And see, here's why I think most of the fan theories in Westworld worked out is because, like everything on that show, the reveals were so drawn out that you could see what they were doing like 5 episodes before.
I did.
Yeah.
Someone told me the theories, and I wouldn't have picked up on it myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like Westworld should have been half as many episodes as it was.
There's
and
a
it would
little
have been
filler in the
great.
middle. But
But what does that say? So Game of Thrones, most theories are probably wrong, except for the ones that people have
Yes.
really parsed out over time. Poor Dan.
yeah, right.
Spencer's laughing. Dan's suffering.
I didn't watch it. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I had to abide by my own rule, which is like it's been like a year and I didn't watch it, so
Yeah.
it's I can't really get that angry about it. I didn't watch it. Well, I think there's shows that invite. I think people try to force fan theories.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like I think Lost genuinely at first was inspiring a lot of fan theories, and then the producers kind of caught on, and they're like, "Oh, all right, then we're gonna plant all these Easter eggs for the fans to find." But then it was like they forgot where the Easter eggs were hidden, and then so none of them were found, or they just said like that wasn't an Easter egg, that was a block of wood. And you're like, what? So I think from that, like it's kind of like viral videos, like. You can't force a viral video; they just kind of happen. And I think it's the same thing with TV shows. Is if you make a great kind of mystery TV show, fans are going to come up with fan theories. You don't have to go through and like plant these things for them to find, because it's like you're saying, apparently with Westworld, is like when you try to plant these things, people are smart and they're going to figure it out. And then I think it's an anticlimax for a lot of people because they're like, oh, well, you asked me to solve this mystery and I did 4 episodes ago. Yeah. So then it's disappointing.
Do you think that we would get a lot more out of sort of the Jon Snow theories, for example, if we really did not see that coming?
I don't know. I think something like Westworld and Lost, their main story engine is the mystery. And I think one of the things that I appreciate about Game of Thrones is that there are unsaid things, there are things to discover, but that's not the main thing that draws you in. There's so many other elements that it's not just about the mystery.
It's implications, and then you're like, oh, I wonder. Yeah. And then it's kind of like, it's not the same thing as like the show didn't ask you to figure this out. They leave these little clues that leave you, they're not going like, They let you kind of say like, I wonder if this, and then if it's confirmed, you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like,
yeah, because not only when it's confirmed, it's not like, oh, this convoluted, it's not like a trick that you figured out ahead of time. It's a payoff. It gives you confidence in the storytellers that they know what they're doing. Yeah. That they didn't stumble across something. It's like, no, this was...
They planned it all along.
Yeah.
Very little room left in this world with I think it's very hard for a creator to keep anything a secret or anything a mystery over time. I'm sure George R.R. Martin, I maintain my fan theory is that he's in a psychological meltdown with the amount of pressure that he is currently under to finish these books, and that's why he's having so much trouble finishing them, because when he started it, he was under zero pressure. He thought they could not be adapted. Yeah. He thought very few people would care. He said, I'm just going to tell the kind of story I would want to tell.
He thought it'd be done before the TV show
He thought it would be done. He didn't think there would be a TV show at all. He didn't think anyone could adapt these. He wrote them that way. And now he's got the whole eyes of the entire world watching him.
And he's already got everything he set out to do, which is like the most acclaim and fame and money and anything. Yeah. Like the motivation's got to be gone a little bit to like bust your ass every day writing 1,200 pages.
Yeah, and I think, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I feel like he was under pressure like around season 5.
Yeah,
when they were nearing the end of his books, like I kind of feel like now the pressure's off, because it's like, well, the show has surpassed you. Yeah, it's a fait accompli that it's going to finish before he does. So in a weird way, I kind of feel like he has less pressure now, because he's like, whatever, the show's going to do its thing, and now I'm going to do my thing. And I feel like a lot of people they're not as breathlessly anticipating the book anymore. They just kind of resign themselves to like, okay, well, whatever. The show's the show, and I guess we'll get the rest when we get them.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's actively waiting for the show to be done to see how people react to the end.
They'd be like, mine's different.
Yeah, and people like lost and they're like, this was awful. It's like, oh, well, they changed it.
That's not my ending.
I hope even if the show's great that he switches it up.
It's great to have. I think that people complain a lot about. We were talking about this yesterday, I think. Or I was talking about it with somebody, with adaptations, and there are a lot of films that are technically really bad adaptations in that they are not faithful, that are great movies. Yeah. Like The Shining, for example. Yeah. So an adaptation to me is if you have 2 separate but equally strong pieces at the end of it with the same core idea, that's awesome. Yeah. So let's find out what we got. You know what?
Roth thinks separate but equal is awesome. That's the takeaway from today.
That's not the takeaway.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Every day. And I love it. I love you, Spencer. But you know what we're not going to get a lot more of? Or actually we are, but in a different way. The Divergent series.
Yay. We all demanded
the final dagger. This is long been.
Detergent, insurgent, divergent for church.
Well, here's my first question. Before we get to actually the story, can you, specifically you, Spencer, tell me what the second and the third films are called?
Well, the second one was Insurgent.
Oh, damn it.
And the third one was Allegiant, right?
Yeah, but I was hoping you would just come up with weird
Oh, come on. Abnegation, Candor, the other ones.
The other ones.
We had to do both of these for Honest Trailers. They're god-awful movies.
And as a result, they did not make money. Particularly the last one took a big loss. And so now, then they were going to develop it as a TV movie, but now it's going to be a television series for Stars. Dan, let us know what's happening.
Well, no, I mean, this was this has kind of been out there for a while, but this is like the official confirmation. It's going to go to Stars. Adam Kozad, I think he was going to write the movie. He's now going to write the script for this TV series. I mean, Shailene Woodley's already said she's not doing it. You're not getting Ansel Elgort. That's not going to happen. You're
making-
not,
he's making-
you're not gonna get Miles Teller.
Dan, I
No.
need you to dial down your excitement a little bit. Like it's just, it's
I
just too
actually
much,
think
man.
this
You
and
need
like
to-
it's weird that this isn't on the CW because I feel like it'd be the perfect CW
Yeah,
show.
it is.
Stars is weird, right? Because Stars, you think American Gods, Ashley versus Evil Dead,
Dogs.
Power, and then teen show. It's like,
But there
for who?
is going to be a certain, by Stars numbers, I
Yeah.
think, there's going to be a certain segment of the audience that's like, I want to see the rest of this story adapted.
You know,
Maybe enough to justify doing it. On
you
Stars.
just sold me. If this is like the anger management on FX. Like I didn't watch a single episode of Anger Management, but so many people did that it helped pay for shows like Louie. If this Divergent thing allows more money to go to things like American Gods and Ash vs Evil Dead, I'm on board. I'm all
Sweet.
for it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's possible.
I think it's an interesting thing to take something that wasn't working as a film and then making it into an extended television series. I'm not exactly certain what the logic there is. That's what I'm creatively. And I mean, I had always understood that this was going to be made into a TV movie and not a series. So they're going to take this final book and extend it out further. Does that seem like it's an effective move?
Talk about failing forward or failing up, however you want to phrase
Sideways.
it. Yeah, failing sideways.
I want
be a
this
limited series.
to launch the TV-based YA-niverse where Hunger Games, Divergent, and Maze Runner are all sharing a universe in
One shared
just one
universe?
big teen dystopia that we can visit every week.
There you go.
Do you think teen dystopia is done?
Yes.
You really do?
Oh, it's way done.
Oh, yeah.
It's super
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I mean, even I think the last one, just because of unfortunate real life circumstances, I think there's still a Maze Runner movie left that hasn't come out yet because Dylan O'Brien got injured.
Yeah.
And so that pushed production back. So I think there's still one of those left. See how that does. I don't know if there's another one left in that series. Maybe after. I don't know. I don't know the intricacies, but they're technically yes.
Technically
Parker's our
yes,
YA.
Parker said.
Parker's our YA expert. She says technically yes, but yeah, I mean this was. It's that thing of just like something hits and then it takes Hollywood 3 years to adjust, and by the time they adjust and start pumping out more, people are sick of it. It's like Hunger Games and Harry Potter and all. And Harry Potter's a little different. Harry Potter's different.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Twilight and the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Kind of the big YA ones came out, and they were like, we're going to make all of them. And by the time the ones came out, people were just like, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, they took them a while to figure out that most YA novels are bad.
And the same. They're all exactly the same.
Yeah.
They're all literally same theme, same plot, same conventions. They're all ripping each
No,
other
see,
off.
Katniss is the chosen one for Panem, and Triss is the chosen one for
Chicago?
It's totally different.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that it's interesting about dystopia in general because The Walking Dead now is sort of the remaining it's still zombie series.
Because we went through a big zombie moment. You know,
did, yeah.
5-6 years ago.
iZombie's still amazing.
But I love iZombie.
iZombie's so good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
So clever and funny
Very
and fun.
clever. Check it out.
Also,
very different,
we'll
but
sneak
hear
up
good
on you
things
and
from
get
this
you
side of
right
the
in the
table.
heart.
Yeah.
You won't see it
Yeah.
coming. Just saying.
It's a great
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
But that one is also, The Walking Dead is more about I think they're unclear and they're going to change the structure this season, right? Because they're unclear how to deal with it. But that is a dystopian future, right?
Yeah.
That has, and this is my opinion, has no other end than everyone dies. I mean, how else does this end ever, right?
They fix it.
Or they fix it. Yeah, I don't know. They go to space.
Cured the walkers, Carl.
I know that the comics are coming to an end too.
Yeah.
We'll see how they ended up.
All right. You know what we're going to get more of, though? Disney.
Yay.
Disney.
Till the
much
end of
more
time.
Disney.
Yeah.
How many years happen before we stop getting live action remakes of
Never.
Disney animated classics?
I guess
Maybe-
they could Game of Thrones it and catch up and just do when we're getting the live action, Treasure Planet. We know that
Nice.
wow.
Everybody demanded. We all wanted a live action Treasure Planet to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no to a live action.
I'm just saying
Treasure
it will
Planet.
at this rate it will catch up to
Eventually.
every animated movie. They'll have made a live action one.
Well, there's still The Lion King is obviously already
action. Live action.
live
Yeah.
action. Well, also, what do we consider live action? Is the whole other.
Not Lion King.
Yeah.
I
Not
don't
Lion
consider
King.
that live action.
It's a new animated.
Yeah.
You seem like you're not excited.
I guess because there's not going to be one human, unlike the Jungle Book.
Listen, I just want props because I walked out of Jungle Book and the first thing I said was, this is going to make them do a live action Lion King.
Yeah.
Seeing all those animals, 100%, that was the next thing. And not only did they do that, it's Jon Favreau again. And it'll be fun. Listen, Jungle Book was way better than anticipated.
Yeah,
so
it
Lion King
was.
will probably be the same. This cast is amazing. So
But
Yeah.
But I anticipated the Jungle Book not to be good because the original one was kind of the original animated movie. Like The Lion King is a great movie,
Yeah.
and it's the Beauty and the Beast syndrome. Is like, how can you improve on a movie that's already great? You're either going to remake it shot for shot, in which case why, or you're going to do something different again, in which case why, because you already have a great version.
Money.
Besides money.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, this has a great cast already. So are we feeling bad? Chiwetel Ejiofor, which you guys will know from Doctor Strange, he's Mordo. But also,
His
hopefully,
only movie.
from 12
Yeah, no, but
years,
seriously, look
12
at-
Years
Or
a
his
Slave.
amazing War of
He's a
the 12 Years a
12 Years a
Slave.
Slave.
He was fantastic in Triple Nine.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's an awesome, amazing actor. You should check him out. He was obviously lead in 12 Years a Slave, nominated for an Oscar. He's great. He is in contention, and it's interesting to me that they're still casting the voice actors for this, right? A little bit.
They could cast somebody
He's-
2 weeks before it comes
So
out.
he's
Right,
in
it's gonna be
contention
rendering up
to-
until-
That's true. He's in contention to voice Scar.
Great.
Who was
Love it.
originally Jeremy Irons, and everybody. What's the most famous line from Scar? Famous line from Scar.
I'm Scar. I'm the bad lion.
Perfect.
You have no idea. And where is that from? Anybody? Internets?
You have no idea? No?
Reversal of Fortune. So Jeremy Irons was in this movie Reversal of Fortune, and he replayed that line. Anyway, that's interesting.
Fun
too.
fact.
Only myself,
I found it
apparently. You did?
Yeah.
He won an Oscar for that movie. if
Yes,
I
he
recall
did. That's a
correctly.
great film.
Yes.
Thank you. In any event, what do you think of this? The cast in general, this is a great voice cast that they've assembled already. The only actor that was in the original animated film is James Earl Jones is returning. Is it weird to have that one and no one else?
A little bit.
Return?
It seems kind of an insult to Jeremy Irons because it's like, oh, we can't replace James Earl Jones. He's too great, too iconic. Whatever,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that does seem weird that there's like the one that they can't replace.
What's
is
Jonathan
James
Taylor
Earl
Thomas sound
Jones.
like these days?
I don't know. I think maybe
Boyish?
Say boyish, maybe. Yeah, exactly. They'll give him a cameo somewhere.
Spoiler
Probably.
alert. For,
Yeah, he'll be like-
Give Jonathan Taylor Thomas
he'll
a
be like
cameo.
giraffe number 6.
Yeah, no, he'll be the one live action.
Yeah.
He'll be a tourist taking photos of lions, and then he gets
Yeah.
mauled by
No,
Scar.
a
Yes.
vocal cameo, not
Yeah.
an actual cameo. They'll give him a. He'll be like, hey,
That's
look
not
at
what I
that
want, though.
rhinoceros over there. That's Simba. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor
I
Thomas.
want him to walk into like an animal ceremony and then just like slowly back his
Yeah.
let's talk about the cast. Who we already have? Spencer.
We have Donald Glover as Simba, great. Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen as Timon and Pumbaa, I like it. John Oliver as Zazu, James Earl Jones as Mufasa. That's great across the board.
Yep.
I don't care though about who's doing the voices. I'm like Dan. I care about what are they going to bring to the table that's different this time? Because
CG.
The Lion King, yeah, besides the animation, which is cool. But I can't get excited about it because I just think that The Lion King is a pretty rock solid movie. Like, why are they doing this
Why
again?
remake it? And that's always my question about any movie that's remade, to be honest. It's like, to me, it's always a better idea to take something that could have been great
Right.
and wasn't
Like The Jungle Book.
executed
Yeah.
well and redo. I like the animated Jungle
It's good.
Book.
It's
just not
flimsy. There's
yeah,
nothing to it.
It's just
you
a
know?
series of episodes with animals.
Yeah.
But the Jungle Book, the remake, had this like through
Yeah,
line.
it had an arc,
Yeah.
and I thought it was great. But I liked that as a kid, because I'm into a series of episodes with animals.
Yeah.
Personally.
We all need to acknowledge the fact, though, that there's no possible way that you can see a movie before you were born, right? And so these are remakes for the people
That's
that
true.
they just know. There's no.
You're
How else could they see The Lion King?
Big
Chronologically
clamshell
incapable.
VHS cases.
Yeah, you just
That's
can't
how.
anymore. It's just
No?
there's no way. I'm sure it's not on DVD shelves right now.
It's actually not. The
the
vault
vault?
is closed. I think it's coming out of
Listen,
the
man,
vault. So.
that vault thing. Like I was looking the other day, it's like, you know what movie I don't have that I love is Wall-E, and it's still like $20 to $30. I'm like, this movie's been out for over a decade now.
Wow.
Come on.
No, I get to the point where like I start planning ahead for kids because like a movie comes out, I'm like, I might have a kid in 10 years. I guess I should buy this movie now because I can't later.
I don't want them to watch the garbage that's going to come out then. I got to get this
Exactly, yeah.
now.
Is it going to be a full 10 years
What?
that you're going to have children?
I don't know.
I think we have a call.
Comments down below.
I don't know.
Tweet us when we should start our
Tweet us when
families.
we should
At
start our
hashtag SJU
families.
Live.
Yeah, SJU Live family time. Spencer has actually a story for us, a news story to close out our episode today. Isn't that right, Spencer?
Do you really want me to talk about it?
I don't know. I'm leaving it up to you.
I was talking with my wife brought to attention this morning a new type of
Contraceptive.
contraceptive that is just like a sticker that guys put on their urethra.
Congratulations.
So look that up. And tell me how it works for you. And write back to Roth.
Exactly.
In the comments down below, let us know if you're old enough to look something like that up.
I would say that if you are using that, I would recommend start buying movies in the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't know how effective it would be.
You sort of teed it up with the family talk because this is clearly not a good idea.
This is your
in
fault,
any
is
way.
what you're saying.
I put this on you, Dan.
my comment was exactly in line with what we were discussing, and then we took some weird left turn that I have no idea how or why we took it.
It must hurt when you take it off.
Yeah. How does the adhesive? This is not good.
Pull out your own urethra.
I am going to get emails.
Yeah, look it up. Let us know in the comments down below.
Give Roth your
If
reviews.
you've tried it,
Hashtag
let us know.
urethra condom at Roth Cornet.
There you go. Perfect.
Good. That's enough for us. You let us know which live-action remakes you're looking
And what's your
forward
favorite
to.
form of contraception?
And I came into this episode thinking that I was going to troll Spencer, but the troll, got trolled the entire time, as is the case in most times. Let us know what you think. Make sure to like, subscribe, do the things. I'm Roth Cornet on Twitter. DJ, where can they find you?
At DJ Talks Trash, every place that matters. And please check out my podcast, Only Stupid Answers, at onlystupidanswers.com.
Yes, Spencer.
Nice. At Spencer J. Gilbert. Once again, Spencer Gilbert is squatting on my name.
Kill him.
Tweet once. Just once.
Have you ever reached out?
No. I should.
Reach out. Yeah.
No, clickbait. Yeah. I'm going to find him.
At Merle Dan, and I'm in the same boat as Spencer. However, I think at this point it's just the die's been cast. I'm just gonna stick with that Merle Dan. So yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us today. Please do hashtag SJU Live for whatever you want to talk about. But also, if you have specific questions for us to address on the show, you can send in video requests and we will take them and do the things. Do you have a question for Spencer? I have many.
Bye-bye.